Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And hope you're all doing well on this Tuesday evening. And we've got a big game this weekend. Manly Seagulls taking on the One New Zealand Warriors down at Go Media Mount Smart Stadium. It's our first home game of the season. And joining me, as always, is a big Manly fan and NRL content creator. Everyone should know who he is. It's Pro Enzo Vids. How you going, bro? Hope you're doing well.
Hey, bro. No, thank you for having me on. It's been a while since we've done a collab, so I'm glad to be back on the Warriors NRL Fanatics YouTube channel. But yeah, bro, I've been good actually. Big win for Manly last weekend, which was great. Enjoyed that being back at Brookie for the first time this year. So bro, me versus you this weekend. Let's bring it on, eh? It should be good. Hope you're well too.
Yeah, I'm doing well, and it's good to see everyone rolling into the chat. So we'll say hello to everyone in the chat here. So we've got CJ Moxley. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well. We've got William Pearson and Jason Reeder as well. Got the regulars, Greg, as well in the chat. Hope you guys are doing all very well. But yeah, look, this should be a really interesting game this weekend. Your boys taking on my boys. We've had some good games in the past, Manly and the Warriors, so it should be a good one nonetheless. But yeah, before getting into the game this week, I just want to ask you, your thoughts on how the off season went for your boys. How did the preseason go, and some of the ins and outs from your team in terms of the signing? Like you guys have signed Jay Savanga, former Warrior, who's coming up against Warriors this weekend at home, so that should be really interesting nonetheless. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the whole off season for your boys and how that's gone about, and how you think you guys have been building into the season ahead?
Yeah, I think Manly have looked pretty good at training. Like from what I've seen, the boys are working pretty hard. Mostly the same team too, so that's good. Like not many big changes, like no big losses or whatever, which has helped the team, I think, massively. Like you said, we've signed Jazz Tavanga from your boys, and I think Jazz will go out on Friday, have a big one. I think he's going to go out there with a bit of purpose, I reckon, on Friday, Jazz. But we'll see how he goes. Got Siwa Takayaho too, who's an experienced front rower. So, pretty standard signings, I guess you could say, but they've been good so far, I feel like. But yeah, look, I think this season Manly have to be top 4. That's my goal for the club, I feel like. And so far it's looking good. So, I'm enjoying how we're looking so far.
Yeah, and I think you guys have got a very good side going into the season. You guys have got a great squad. You've built pretty well. Last year you guys made the finals, and you guys are looking to back that up and go back to back finals appearances this year. How confident are you about the boys going and doing making the finals 2 years in a row? Because it's a hard thing to do in the NRL is to make finals on a consecutive basis. So yeah, how do you feel about your boys? How confident are you feeling about your boys? Prospects of making the finals this season.
Yeah, I think I'm confident. Like, the fun fact is, though, Manly have not made finals back-to-back years since 2013 and 2014. So, yeah, it's been a long time. So, it's been a very long time. But I think this season we're a bit more steady as a club. Like, there hasn't been much distractions, like no off-field drama, no, like, real terrible things have happened to the club. So, that all helps out really well. And like I said, same team, same spine, same group of players with just some little additions only. So, it's a great goal. If we get to go back to back in finals, let's hope we go a bit more further than a semi-final this time around.
Yeah, I think Manly will do very well this year. I've got you guys I've got you guys near that, challenging for that top 8 spot. It's like the looks of your side and some of the younger players coming through. Like who who would you say some of the younger players? There's quite a few good young players in your side, and from the lineup we'll discuss real soon with the teams. Yeah, what are you? Who would you say like a younger player, like a rookie that you may feel like as someone to look out for your boys this year?
Yeah, if there's one, if anyone, I think it's Lehigh Hopewadi. I know he had a breakout
Yeah.
season last year, and I think he was more considered a, a great rookie last year, but second year in the NRL, yeah, he'll definitely get better from here. He's a great young kid. Like, he's just so talented and so skilled for his age. Yeah, Manly have locked him in until the end of 2027, I think. So it's great to have Lehigh here for a couple more years. And yeah, look, he's got a big future at Manly. So if we are to go anywhere deep in the nearby future, then I think Lehigh is going to be a part of that. So yeah, he's the one guy I'm so keen on.
Yeah, he's definitely a really talented player, and I watched a bit of him last year for you guys, and yeah, like from what I've seen, he's got a bright future for sure. Like for me, and what about Seabolt this year? How do you think? Do you think going into this year, if you guys like, let's say, if you don't make the finals, do you think he's under a bit of pressure, or is he under a bit of more pressure now from the fan base, or how do you feel with Seabolt this year?
Yeah, if he missed finals somehow, then I think Steves has to be under a bit of pressure just because of how he went last year, and a big drop off to miss the finals this season would be terrible for the club. But I think Manly re-signing him until the end of 2027 as well also proves
Mm,
that the club trusts his direction and what he's doing. And I do. I believe in what he's doing. He's made some good recruitment. He's changed some players' careers that were maybe struggling before at other clubs, but have come to Manly and have looked a whole lot better, or have gone back to their old form again. So he's definitely done good things to the group, I reckon. He's built depth as well. Like, Manly's depth has always been a bit of an issue, I feel like, but he's signed a lot of good players that are back up and has made the squad a whole lot stronger. So I'm happy with how he's going. And but yeah, first of all, needs to get us to finals and get us results. But yeah, I'm happy with how he's going.
Yeah, just popping into the chat, got Tahi Bro there, one of our moderators. Good to see you in the chat as well. Like and subscribe. Absolutely, like and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you do subscribe to the guests as well. Pro Enzo Vids' channel as well. He's growing a big NRL community there. He's got on his channel, and he's doing great work as well. So yeah, go and subscribe to Pro Enzo Vids as well. Hello to Tanya in the chat as well. Good to see you, Tanya, in the chat. But yeah, let's get into it. The game now. Huge game Friday night. Go Medium Mount Smart Stadium. Um, Warriors looking well to bounce back from the disappointment and the frustration. Was that round one performance in Vegas against the Raiders, and your boys looking to go and win back to back games to start the season. So yeah, well, looking at the team list, we'll have a look at the team list. So. Start off with Enzo first. We'll have a look at the Manly team, and yeah, we'll go through the team and what give your thoughts on how Manly are lining up.
Yeah, so the team's not in front of me, but I do remember it on the top of my head at least. So
Yep, all
our
good.
team is fullback Tom Trbojevic, wingers are Jason Saab and Lehigh Hopewadi, centres are Tolu Kola and Ruben Garrick, halves are Brooks and Cherry Evans, props are Paseka and Aloye this weekend, hooker Jazz Tavanga, back rows Ola Kawatu and Ben Trbojevic, lock is Jake Trbojevic, and the bench is Jake Simkin, Corey Waddell, Ethan Bullymore, and Tyler Fafala Sipley.
Yep. As for the Warriors team, so well, look, it's basically unchanged, but I'll go through it. So Chance Nickel Kluckstad fullback, Tane Tawa Piki on the wing, and then Ali Liatawa in the centres with Adam Pompey and RTS Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on their wing. And the halves, of course, Chanel Harris Tavita, 5'8", Luke Metcalf halfback. James Fisher Harris is playing his first game in Warriors colours at home at Go Media Stadium, so he's making his home debut for the Warriors.
That's big.
Wade Egan hooker, Mitchell Barnett prop, and the second row Kurt Capewell and Murata Niokore, and the lock of Aaron Clark. And in the bench, Dylan Walker, Jackson Ford, Dimitrik Varmuanga and Leka Halasima, and that's the 17. And then we've got the reserves of Samuel Healy, 18th man, Tamari Martin, Eddie Iramir Tuava, and Bunty Fire, Edward Cozy, and of course, head coach Andrew Webster there. So, what are your thoughts just on Manly there, that lineup? And Zane, what do you think of the Warriors team? Are you a bit surprised by the fact that the Warriors have not made any changes? Because we as Warriors fans, we're crying out for changes after that loss to the Raiders. But usually with Webster, he always picks and sticks with the side and stays quite loyal to the players. Well, what are your thoughts on the Manly side first?
Yeah, on the Manly side, look, I like the team a lot. I think the team, since it won last week, it's always best to keep a winning team, right? So I think that's good how they've kept the winning side together. Um, but yeah, I think the loss of Takayaho is a bit like it sucks a bit because he actually started the game off really well. I felt like Takayaho last Saturday. So Josh Aloye will start a prop, which look, I'm not sold on Aloye. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not completely sold on him. I think he can definitely have some good games in him, but he just is a bit costly. Like, I still get trauma from last year in that Manly Warriors game at Auckland where he costed us with that Sean Johnson charge down. Like, that was just painful as. But, like, but yeah, look, hopefully it goes well. But overall, I like our team a lot. I think our team's pretty strong. Backs are good and fast. Forwards work hard, which is good. As for the Warriors team, do I discuss that too?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, well, I like his side too. I think, like I said to you in the green room, I think, the Warriors will definitely be up at home, I reckon, because it's at Go Media Stadium. It's most likely going to be a sellout, I'm assuming anyway. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's at home for you guys. I think Fisher Harris is the guy I'm looking out for because I think he's going to really have a big game. But hopefully, we as a club stop him because I know how good he is. But yeah, your team is pretty good. But yeah, we'll see if Webster's loyalty pays off.
Yeah, just actually reading through the comments. So Greg is saying looking forward to the game on Friday night. Keep the faith. I'm hoping that the New Zealand Warriors do well. Tahi's just asking the details. You can just go search up Pro Enzo vids on YouTube. I think that's
Yep.
Pro Enzo vids on YouTube, and you should be able to find his channel. It's quite an easy one to find, and then if you want to follow him, he's on Instagram, all those platforms. Twitter. That's where you can find him for those who are wanting to follow his channel. So yeah, that's where you can follow them there. But look, as for the Warriors team, I kind of was hoping for some changes. Now I wasn't going to say hostile changes, but it's interesting because look, I felt like for me the forwards were really outplayed by the Raiders physically against the over in Vegas, I think physically we're just outplayed, outmuscled, and that's why we lost that game. And I know a lot of talk around the halves in that game, in particular in Harris, Tavita, and Metcalf, how they didn't quite have the greatest game together as a combination. Look, I think Metcalf for me, I don't know what your thoughts are on this one, but I think for me Metcalf needs to be given a bit more time, and I think fans need to be a bit more patient. This was only his first game um, in the 7 jersey. He played well in the trials, and I know it was only trials, but he was showing some good promising signs there, and it's going to take time for him to really gel in that 7 jersey. And that 7 jersey we know is not an easy position to fill on the field. So look, I think with this side, I'm not overly shocked to be honest with the fact that we have not made any changes. I would have loved to seen Laban in there in the forwards over, Kurt Capewell or Niokore.
Yeah.
I feel like Niokore and Capewell, as a combination didn't work. And Capewell defensively, he missed 9 tackles. That's a lot of tackles defensively, which is not good at all. And of course, Aaron Clark is great in the lock position, and Webby changed that up during kickoff. He moved Aaron Clark out of the side and played Barnett there, which I personally didn't really think that was a good move. And some of his bench rotations, this is as Warriors fans, we've been talking about how our bench rotations are with Webster, he doesn't quite get that right. And he did that against the Raiders as well. So yeah, look, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this side goes. I would have loved to have seen maybe one or two changes there, but Webster's given a little bit of faith and loyalty and stuck with the side and said, give them another crack and see how they go. And yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on the what are your thoughts on that on how the Warriors went against the Raiders? Because I didn't really ask what your feelings were when you watched it as a neutral fan, and how did you feel the Warriors did like in that particular game? Because it was you know, just physically outmuscled. The Warriors' attack was just so clunky, and it won't, it can't afford to be clunky against this Manly side because, you guys have got strengths everywhere on the field. Cherry Evans in his kicking game, Tommy Turbo, Saab, you've got some great outside backs there. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah. Well, I think the Warriors just like from what I picked up in that Vegas game, I think the Warriors
Mm.
started very slow, unfortunately. Um, I don't know. I think you guys need to rack up ball control better. I feel like you guys are a very like good team on paper. I feel like we're like at halfback with Metcalf, obviously that's a very different approach by Webster having Metcalf as your main seven. But like you said, give that time, I reckon, and I can see that working going forward. Metcalf being the seven and having Chanel as the six. But yeah, I think the Warriors just need to needs to just stay as tight as a group, I reckon, because I feel like defensively you guys were just not really in the game mentally against Canberra. I felt as well. Um, but yeah, I think maybe back at home soil, it might be the excitement you guys might need, to get yourselves hyped up. But I just think the Warriors need to go back to basics, like just start well and just like defend well as a team and just stick to the process, I guess.
Yeah, and Easy Money 01 says I need to leave Fish and Barnett on longer, at least 10 minutes more. 49 minutes is way too low. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
exactly
Yeah,
right, exactly right. And this is the thing, like and we had Jackson Ford on for a very long period of time on the field. And yeah, I think with Barnett and Fisher Harris, you can't afford to have them off for that long because you need that impact from them on the field. And the forwards lay the foundation for me. You can talk about the halves, and how important they are, but the forwards also lay the platform, for the halves to lay that marker, for me on the field. So I think the forward pack for me is where the Warriors will need to look to, be physically up for it. They need to be physically up for it as well on the field, and I think that's for me that going to be the key for the Warriors in terms of controlling what Manly can do on the field, because we know Manly are. Look at the side Manly have. It's such an impressive side. The forwards. You guys got some. You got obviously got Paseka. Aloia, Hamole, Olakwari. I thought was
yeah,
outstanding last week. And of course, Benny Travojevic, man, he played great too. How good was Ben Travojevic? Yeah. What are your thoughts there? On your forwards there with Travojevic, Olakwatu, and then you got Jake, of course, the man himself, Jake, who's a great leader on the field as well and leads with example. So yeah, what are your thoughts on your forward pack there? Because I think it's quite an underrated. I think it's quite an underrated forward pack. Actually, I really do. I feel like it's got the potential there. To challenge a lot of the top sides when they're on. Yeah, what do you think there?
yeah. I think if there's one thing about our forward pack that I've always sort of have just questioned sometimes, it's our consistency as a pack. Like there can be some
Mm,
games where that the forwards are very mentally up for a game at Brookie, but then we go away to like another stadium outside of Brookie. We sort of like don't bring that same intensity. So that's all I feel like has to like be the challenge for our forwards to be like the same as we are at home at Brookie. But yeah, I agree with you. I think our forward pack is quite underrated. I like Paseka a lot. Paseka has one of the best potential out there to be one of the better front rowers in the game, just about being consistent again. Homoli's a beast. Like I can't say much more about Homoli. He's just such a wrecking ball. What a handful. Seriously, what a handful. Um, yeah, and you know what? Shout out to Jake Javovic too. I felt like that was Jake's best game for Manly in a long time on the weekend. Like he looked very fit, ran the ball quite hard as well. I noticed in the second half when Jazz Tavanga was at hooker, he stayed on and Simpkin came on to be the hooker. Jazz
Yep.
moved to lock and Jake moved to prop. So that's
Mm.
something I think they're doing there. But yeah, I think Jake was really good for us on Saturday. He really impressed me. And Burbo, yeah, Ben Trbojevic, he definitely can work on his defense a little bit because he let the Cowboys get those last 2 tries there pretty easily.
Yep.
Or yeah, that defense of the last one, Braden Burns scored, I guess you can say. But yeah, he's definitely done all right as well. So, if our forward pack can, I guess, stand up yet again, then we should be okay.
Yeah, Tahi's asking a question here actually, and that's to you. He said, "What areas are you planning to attack?" Yeah, if you were, let's say, if you were like the coach, Seabolt, what areas would you attack the Warriors? Because I think for me, obviously, I feel like you guys could attack our backs because our backs can be pretty leaking on that side defensively. Yeah, what about you? What do you feel like?
Yeah, I think with all due respect to your backs, I think that's the first part I'll target if I was the
Mm,
coach. I just think looking at Manly's right side on Saturday, where it has Cherry Evans, Olakawatu, Garrick, and Saab, that
yeah.
right side absolutely torched the Cowboys. Like that right side went rampant over them. So your right side, I think, is it Metcalf? Or no, sorry, it's Chanel Harris-Tavita on that left-hand side. And then, yeah, but like I think that whole right edge is where Manly will target, I reckon. And yeah, if Turbo comes out the back and gets a nice cut-out pass to Saab, then I feel like that's where Manly's points will come from. So, look, Manly are a real free-flowing attacking team, so we'll attack from anywhere, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so too. The threats are for me like from your halves obviously, and Cherry Evans and Brooks, and then obviously you got your outside backs, and you got Tommy as well. It's just it's a very potent back line. And you got Garrick as well. He's very reliable. And then yeah, it's even looking at this. That's your third. Yes, your whole 13's just strong from everywhere. Like there's no, I don't think there's any weakness. From a Warriors fans point of view, I don't think there's a weakness there in Manly's lineup. Do you think there's a weakness? I know it's one game. It's hard to base it off one game, but do you think there may be a bit of a weakness that the Warriors could target, or how do you feel?
Um, Maybe I better not give it away. I don't want anyone to pass anything on to Andrew Webster. No, no.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. I think sometimes with Manly, if another club keeps them in the grind for a very long time, sometimes we get
Mm,
a bit frustrated. Like, I think we like to play really fast and like to do trick shots and all this straight away, which is a bit risky. But I think,
yeah.
yeah, we're that sort of club that likes to score points straight away. We don't really like being in the grind for too long. So if you guys do that, we might be in a bit of trouble. But I'm not going to give much more away now.
Yeah, which is fair enough. And yeah, CJ's is saying here a good comment. He reckons that it looks like Sub and Lehigh win the Manly wing spot over Talau, which is interesting because watching Talau last season, he was quite good for you, Tommy Talau. Well, what are your thoughts here on the comment you made by CJ in regards to Sab and Lehigh taking that wing spot over Talau? Because yeah, I think
Mm.
it's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, I think. All right. Well, in the off season, I think Talau had an injury, so he hurt his ankle. That's why he missed out on round one.
Yep.
Talau was going to be the front runner, I believe, over Saab to start on the wing for round one against the Cowboys, but because Talau hurt his ankle in training, that's why Saab started on the wing. But now that Saab's played so well on Saturday, he's going to keep his spot now. So it just forces Salau out, unfortunately. And you
Yeah.
can't drop Hopewadi. Hopewadi's, a gun. So yeah, unless there's an injury to Manly's backline, that's when Salau might come back. But yeah, I don't know. Someone's going to miss out, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the thing. You can have Tommy Talau is a good player to bring in, right? If you need him, like if he's any injury or a suspension, you can bring him in because Tommy Talau, he was if he came from the Tigers, wasn't it? The Tigers
Yeah.
that you guys signed him off. So and of course, it's, it's really unfortunately with the Tigers is players that leave the Tigers seem to play a lot better. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, sees Tahi Bro saying this is the first season where your main squad isn't injured. Is that and that's right too. Tommy Toroyevich, man, if he stays fully fit, I know Manly fans get sick of it. People saying that. Yeah, if Tommy's not fit, that's Manly. But I feel like if he's fully fit, that makes Manly more a potent side. So Tommy Travojevic going into the season, how excited are you about Tommy, because I look, it was great. It was great last week against the Cows. I think he tore them to shreds, in my opinion. But yeah,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on Tommy? Because man, look, I as a neutral fan, I love watching Tommy Travojevic when he's on the field, even though he is from New South Wales and he represents the blue. I do love watching him play. And when he's on, I always enjoy it. I really do. Except when it's not. Well, of course, when it's not against us, hopefully not this weekend. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Tommy this season? How excited are you if he's fully fit? If he stays on the field, and that can only mean a good thing for Manly in the side and their potential of being maybe a top four side this year.
Yeah, well, look, he's a freak. Like, I love Turbo myself. But yeah, to answer your question, I think if Turbo stays fit for at least most of the season, then yeah, Manly are definitely a top 8 team. Could even say top 4 because of what we should be challenging ourselves for top 4 spot if we're fully fit. But yeah, I love Turbo. Like, he's a freak. Yeah, once he's fit, then we're definitely a lot better with him in the team than him out of the team, obviously. I think today we've got good backups for Turbo once he goes down. But yeah, he's obviously makes our team 100% better. So I really appreciate what he does for Manly. And just to answer this question quickly, are you flying over to New Zealand? Yeah, I am. I am. I'll be going there for the third time ever to New Zealand, so I'm very excited about that. Fly Thursday morning and get there around probably 11, 10 maybe. Cause my flight's at 7. So, but yeah, I'm keen to fly over yet again.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, that's great. It's good to see that you're traveling over there and big Manly fan yourself. And yeah, obviously you enjoyed the last couple of trips you've been over there. And yeah, it should I've got to say enjoy going there. Enjoy safe flights and enjoy going over to the game because it's always a great atmosphere. Mount Smart, it always is.
Yeah.
We always pack it out and yeah, it should be good because I think I feel like it will sell out. There's no news at the moment, but I'm sure it will sell out over time. So yeah, yeah, Tahi's right. All three brothers are scary. They definitely are. And good to see you in the chat there, Wise Up TV. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well. Massive Warriors fan, good content creator in the Warriors community. So yeah, big shout out to Levon Wise Up TV. They do a great. He does a great job there as well. So yeah, Wise Up actually asked a good question. Pro Enzo, do you wear? uh, yeah, what's your
um,
thoughts there on that question there?
nah, look, I just keep it all natural, I just don't do anything. I just leave my hair how it is. Like, it just
Yeah.
stays in the same position. But yeah, it's all natural, all natural. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I've heard that one
The
before.
comments about
Cleary.
Cleary. Here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, I've heard that many times. Yeah, it's either Cleary or Angus Crichton, one of them two.
Yeah. But yeah, some key matchups. So I think we'll look at some key matchups here. Some like matchups on the field. Well, what do you say? Like in terms of a matchup you're looking forward to the most? There's quite a few exciting battles there that on the field. Which one are you like pinpointing? For you guys, if you're to get the win on the weekend on Friday.
Yeah, well, there's a few good matchups. I feel like the battle of the 5'8" will be quite interesting. Harris DeVito versus Luke Brooks, both are very creative players in their day, and both can definitely be good ball runners too. So that's going to be a good battle, I feel like. Paseka versus Fisher Harris, like that's absolutely huge. Fisher Harris is a gun, and Paseka is definitely a great player on his day as well. The battle of the hookers, Wade Egan versus Jazz Tavanga. I think that's going to be a solid battle too. The way Jazz played for us last week, it was really good. Looked very good at a dummy half. Good ball service too. So that should be a good battle. The battle of the hookers, Egan and Tavanga. And yeah, I think another one might be also just the battle of young centres, Ali Tower versus Tolu Kola. Like that's a good battle, both up and rising young players in the competition. So yeah, I'm actually keen for that too.
Yeah, and just on Jazz returns home to
Yeah,
play his former side. Funny that how that all plays out. And it's in round 2 of the season, so yeah, that should be really interesting to see. What sort of reception the Warriors fans give him. Or we love Jazz. We absolutely love him. He's a really popular player in the Warriors fandom. I absolutely love him. I've got massive praise for Jazz. Over the years, and nice bloke as well. Very nice bloke to meet in person. Very friendly. Very well spoken as well. So, now he's playing for the opposition in Manly. So it's quite interesting because Warriors fans. We used to see him put on the Warriors jersey, and now he's putting on the Manly jersey, and some, obviously, a very different feeling. But yeah, how do you think Jazz is settling in so far at Manly? I think he's going to go well for you guys this season. I really do. I think he's going to play well. Yeah, like, obviously I was sad when he left. I was sad. I really won't lie. I was gutted that he decided to go off to Manly. But I wish him all the best. But look, yeah. Well, what? How do you think he's transpiring at Manly so far? How do you think he's doing there? How do you think he's settling in?
Um, yeah, I think he's settling in pretty well actually. I do recall watching his jersey presentation for Manly last Friday for the Cowboys game, and he did say he wasn't really keen on moving to Australia at first from New Zealand, but he started to say he enjoyed the move after all. Loves living in Manly and loves the area, so that's good to see and hear.
Yep.
And yeah, I've spoken to Jazz and DMs too, like on Instagram, and we've had some good discussions. And yeah, he's a nice guy. Like he's good to talk to. Yeah, he did say he's out for a bit of what's the word? I can't say the word properly, but it starts with V, veganins against the Warriors or something, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's out for something. He said, but like yeah, he's a good bloke and he's tough as well. Like I've always watched Jazz and thought he's a really tough player, even when he was playing for your boys. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm happy he's here.
Yeah, and I did say to you, you're gonna really enjoy, having him there because he just plays with so much pride in the jersey. You're not gonna see Jazz with no effort on the field. He's always gonna bring that every week, and that's what I love. And I know some people do question for some of it. Maybe goes over a bit aggressive at times. Gives away an odd penalty or two, but like other than that, like he's just someone that you really would love to have in the team. And that's why I praise him so much and what he's done for the Warriors over the years. And Jose is actually asking a question here. Um,
Oh man,
yeah, I don't know what your thoughts on it because yeah,
Morgan Hart.
Morgan Harper, he was actually playing on the weekend for our New South Wales Cup side, and we signed him on a 1 year deal. I'll be honest, not the biggest fan of the signing. I know it's for a bit of depth, and that's pretty much what I think it's going to be for. I don't see him getting much games in first grade unless the odd injury does happen. Yeah, he's saying, yeah, can you take Morgan Harper with you when you fly back? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, I don't hate Harper. Like, definitely
Mm,
will struggle to be a consistent first grader, I think. But I think he's fine depth. Like I think he's okay. Like I think there's too many people that judge him off that one Sharks game against Talakai a couple of years ago. And yeah, that was bad. That was a bad game, yeah. But I think he's just solid depth, and maybe being from New Zealand, he might help you guys. Like he knows the area. He's from there, so solid depth, I guess.
Yeah, and Easy Money has said Wales need to play faster, way too slow. Last play the balls, get the bigs on the back foot, and spread out so we can create some attack. Yeah, we definitely need to show a bit of more of in attack for sure. Because obviously that was just a real letdown in that first game against the Raiders. So, absolutely, I do agree with you on that one. And Joshua, hello to Joshua in the chat. Good to see you, Joshua. He's saying here, if you could steal one player from the other team, who would
Ooh,
you
wow.
steal and why? That's a very good question, Joshua.
Yeah. All right. If I was to pick one from your boys, I'd go Fisher Harris, definitely. I think Fisher Harris would complete our forward pack if we ever took him away. But yeah, I just rate him so highly. That's who I'd take from you guys.
Yeah, for you guys, I'll probably say, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll go DCE.
Yep.
Yeah, I won't lie. We need someone a very good controlling half, and I think DCE and Metcalf as a combination would be really interesting to see how that goes.
That would be really
For me, yeah, like if you put DCE probably back at the 7, and then Metcalf back at 6, that would be a really interesting combination. But look, that's not going to happen.
no.
Or in all honesty, that would never happen. To be fair,
Would be crazy, but
yeah, it'd be something very different for sure.
mm,
And I know Metcalf actually did used to play for you guys, eh? Blacktown, didn't he? Used to play
yeah,
for Blacktown, yeah.
yeah, just a junior pretty much. He was always a Sharks junior, but went to Manly for a little
Mm.
bit. Went to the Sharks back after his Manly stint in reserve grade, and you guys obviously the Warriors.
Yeah, hello to peace, love, and happiness. Yeah, I'm looking forward to round 2. Warriors going to make a comeback. Tahi Bro is asking a question. What are your weaknesses to watch this year? I think that's in terms of your side and in general. Yeah, what we say maybe is a little bit of a weakness. I think he's talking about weakness in terms of this year, maybe something that may stop you from being a finals team or contending, a top side.
Yeah, I think maybe just like the amount of points we leak as a club. Like I think our defense on Saturday was a lot better, but just in general though, Manly's always had a really shaky defense. So I think our defense will definitely
Mm.
be something that holds us back from a premiership, probably. But yeah, I think we'll you know, like our attack's fine. Like that's not a weakness at all, but it's our defense definitely. So we've got to fix that up, especially if we want to go far.
Yep. And what about the bench? Just looking at the bench. What are your thoughts there? Who would you say maybe he's got the slight better of the impact of the bench? I don't know. Like, yeah, we've got obviously Dylan Walker, a former Manly player. Um, you
Yep.
know, and then we've got Ford and then we've got Val Moanga and Leka Halasima. I think I'd love to see a bit more minutes from the younger players off the bench in terms of Val Moanga and Leka Halasima, because I think those two have shown some good signs during the preseason trials, and they didn't play a lot of minutes in that Raiders game, so I'd like to see those two maybe come on, play a bit more minutes, get more time on the field. What's your thoughts on your bench? Obviously, Ethan Bullymore. We talked about this one, the Green Moon. He was outstanding. He was outstanding, man. He was on
Yeah.
fire, Ethan Bullymore. Yeah. What are your thoughts on what are your thoughts there on Bullymore and yeah the bench? What do you reckon there?
Yeah, I like our bench. Like it's a bit different having no Nathan Brown there, but I think Brownie's got a foot injury that he got in the trial games. But
Mm,
but yeah, I like our bench a lot actually. Having Simkin as a 14 is pretty good too. Um, Simkin brings good impact off the bench when Jazz gets tired at hooker. Corey Waddell, look, I think Waddell is a bit of a waste. Like not to be rude, but a bit of a waste of a bench spot having him there. Like he only came on
Yeah.
on the weekend because of Kohler coming off early with a cork injury, and that's when Burbo went to centres and Waddell went to the back row. That's the only time Waddell came on. So that might be a bit of a wasted spot there. But other than that, Bullymore and Sipley were both great on Saturday too. Bullimore is definitely in contention for Queensland. You being a Queensland supporter yourself, I'm sure you'll, I guess, be excited if Bullimore got close to Queensland the way he's been playing for Manly. And then, Sipley was really good for us too. Like, he shocked me, actually, because Sipley seems to have added a bit more footwork to his game and a bit more mobility. So, it was really good too and scored a try like Bullimore. So, our bench was good for sure.
Yeah, I think I think what I liked about you guys' benches, you got some impact there with Bullymore and Tofal Sipley that can come on and can provide that that punch on the field, with your forwards leading the way. What do you say, like, in terms of the game? What do you say, like, maybe is the key to victory for Manly? What's the most important thing that Manly have to do to get the 2 points on the weekend? And is are you worried about any, maybe like some complacency creeping in after that first round win? Because you can get a little bit high after a big win like that against the Cowboys side at home, and then you go away to New Zealand, and obviously it's not an easy trip for any team to go to New Zealand and play the Warriors, even though we weren't great in round one. So yeah, what is importance for you to see from your boys on Friday night if they're going to get the win?
Yeah, I think you nailed it right there. I think complacency is a big one. Um, like, historically, Manly after big wins do drop off a bit in intensity. Like, we don't really go back to back 40-point wins 2 weeks in a row. That never happens. So I think complacency is a big one. So hopefully the boys go to New Zealand, do their job, and all off season they've been saying they want to get consistent and be better, being more consistent in games. Well, let's hope they
Mm.
prove that on Saturday. Um, but also, I think just having Turbo, DCE get involved as much as they can. If them two are playing their best footy, then Manly will score heaps of points, hopefully. So, but I think just taking the Warriors not lightly, just going and treating them as a proper opposition, like giving them the respect they deserve at home, being their first game back there. So lots of play for both sides, I think.
Yeah, and obviously you got Cherry Evans there, and we know DCE is. I feel like it's just like fine wine. It's just a saying there.
Yep.
He every year, he just continues to be up there consistently performing. You think the back end of his career he's going to slow down, and he hasn't done that. He's still doing it, and last year, I thought he had a great year last year for you guys. Yeah, look, you love DC. He's a great leader. He's a good player. He's always had some good games against us over the years, which is as a Warriors fan, it's tough to take, no doubt about it. But yeah, how do you think he's getting on, Cherry Evans? Do you think maybe this year? Is this the year as last year, or do you think he's going to carry on playing? Is it every year we say this with some of these players, are they at the back end of their careers? Are they going to retire? Obviously with our boys, we had Sean Johnson and Tohu Harris retiring. So do you think Cherry Evans is not far away from that, or do you think he continue playing as long as he's performing?
I think, look, the big thing about Cherry Evans is he can play
Mm,
for an extra maybe 2 years, I reckon. I definitely think he can play for a couple more years because he's that
yeah.
fit. Like, he doesn't show he's slowing down. He's 36, he's old, but plays like he's 21, 22. He's just in the peak of his career pretty much, still playing great footy.
Mm,
But I will say though, the day he does retire, it could be this year, it could be next year. It's going to be either 2025 or 2026, I reckon he'll call it. But when it does happen, I'm not ready for it. Like, it's going to be really upsetting for me, I
yeah.
think, because he's been at Manly for a long time. Like, I've been a Manly supporter for a long time now. So, he's been through all that ever since I've supported the club, pretty much. But he's obviously a champion player, champion bloke. My favourite player of all time out of everyone. He's my favourite player ever. So, it's going to be sad when he does retire, but I hope we can end his tenure at Manly on a big note, hopefully.
Yeah, and just popping into the chat again. So yeah, DCE can go around for another. Says CJ Moxley. I agree. I think
Yeah,
he's,
definitely.
as long as he's fully fit, which you don't often see Terry Evans get injured. He seems to keep his body well conditioned and that, and you don't often see him get injured. So and plus he's in strong form. So
Yeah.
if he's playing well, like why would he feel like he would retire now? When he's ready.
Mm.
When he doesn't feel like he's quite up to it anymore. Which I think is still a while away from that being happening. So, yeah, Daniel Bate, good to see you in the chat. Daniel Bate from the UK, good to see you. He's saying hi, Warriors and Enzo. Great to see you guys on the stream again. Always enjoy when you guys were on with Nick. Hope you both boys can get back doing live again in the near future. And yeah, Greg is saying let's believe in the Wales for Friday night. And Tay's also saying here, how do you rate your Sixers' progress, positives and negatives? Yeah, what are your thoughts on? I think he's meaning Luke Brooks here. How do you think he's adjusted to being back, signing with Manly? Yeah, how do you think he's going there at the moment?
Yeah, I think he's going well actually. Like I think he's really fitted into our system. Yeah, he's become a lot more better as a player. He's definitely combining well with Cherry Evans. He's giving good balls to Turbo out the back. Like he's definitely fitted in really well. I think a positive for
Mm,
me is that um, he's more allowed to run the ball. Like obviously DCE organises everything, but Brooks runs the ball more often and really looks dangerous on that left hand side. Um, Maybe a negative would be how his defense is a bit shaky sometimes. Like sometimes Brooks can make a lot of missed tackles, and he's never been a great defender, but he's always been a great attacking player. So that's why I feel like he really fits in with Turbo and Cherry Evans because it makes our whole attacking system so dangerous. So, but yeah, I think he's done really well at Manly Brooksy, and I'm really happy to have him at Manly.
yeah, and of course, I know there was a lot of hype around Brooks when he was at the Tigers for a number of years, and a lot of people put so much pressure and hype in his first year at the Tigers, and there was a lot of attention, and then it sort of dwindled a bit. It sort of died down. Obviously the Tigers, not a team that you can actually perform. It's really tough to perform it when the Tigers aren't doing so good over the years. And then you guys signed him, and some people are wondering why. Some people questioning it. I think
Mm.
a change of scenery is always good for a player. They go to a different club, maybe a different environment, and see how that goes. And I think Brooks is doing all right. I think he's doing not too bad there. From what I've seen at the moment. So yeah, I think he's got, he's still very young, Brooks. He's still very young. He's got plenty of years ahead of him. So, I think him being alongside Cherry Evans, it will help his game. It will definitely improve his game because he can learn off someone who's been very experienced. Been around for a while. So yeah. Tans is saying here Brooks has come a long way since being at Manly. He definitely has. Jose, the comment of the barbecue. Yeah.
Love his barbecues, Brooksy. Loves his barbecues.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. But yeah, look at the stats actually. Have a look at the stats. So interesting enough with these two sides and Manly. I know I've always seemed to do very well, regardless of where both sides are on the ladder. There seems to be always a really good game between the two sides, and obviously we had a few golden points last year. We had two matchups against you guys, and obviously there was that draw in New Zealand, um,
Yeah.
which was a crazy game of footy, because Manly, I think Manly got off to a great start. You guys were leading at one stage, and then we made a bit of a comeback, and then it went to golden point. And
Mm.
then yeah, like it finished as a draw, and then of
Yeah.
course you guys won the other encounter against us, which was 24-10. That was a bit of a close-ish game there as well. So yeah, what are your thoughts here on how the matchups have been over the years with Man and the Warriors? Because there has been some one-sided scorelines, there has been some close games. It's been a bit of up and down sort of thing with Man and the Warriors over the years. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the matchup?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess the game last year in Auckland where it was a draw. Like that game was just, I've never experienced something like that before. Like I've never like I've never been to a game in person where I've experienced a draw. So it was so weird to like go back to where I was staying in New Zealand and go, wow, we didn't win or lose. We actually had a draw the whole time. Like it was such a weird feeling, like very weird feeling. Um, but yeah, like that was a great game though. We were up 16-0. The Warriors came back. It was just, yeah, I guess a game we should have won. But anyway. But as for the other game, yeah, Manly just were too good at home that day. Wet game too. Warriors weren't too bad themselves, but we got the win just to solidify our top 8 spot last year. But over the years, yeah, it's been very equal between us and you guys. Like, we've had some good clashes for sure.
Yeah, actually got a question here from Tahi. He's asking a question. So, I think his question here is just like, Ola, what do you think at the Matty Johns' stitch up?
Oh, yeah, the one where Olakwatu smashed Leon. Yeah, that was far out. That was crazy, eh? That was so nuts. Like, if there's one bloke you don't run at, it's Olakwatu. We know this. Like, Olakwatu is
Oh,
just he's gonna fold you. Like, either way, he's just such a classy, great player. And yeah, he just. I hope Leon's okay. I hope Leon's okay after that.
yeah. And Jose is also asking here, can you share how awesome it would have felt when you bet the Bulldogs in the finals last year? How was that? Yeah,
Yeah.
how was that for an experience?
Oh, just one of the greatest moments of my life, pretty much. Like, I've been to a lot of big Manly games in the past where it's been goal on point or whatever, but I think this game in particular doesn't like nothing tops that game over there. That game has definitely got to be like top 3 or something for me, maybe 1 because of how good it was and because that was my first ever time going to a Manly finals games too. Like I've never been to a Manly final before, so that was my first time actually going to a core watching us play a finals game. So it was quite surreal. But yeah, if you check out my Manly vs Bulldogs Week 1 vlog, you'll see how excited and pumped up I was when Kola
Yeah,
scored the match-winning try. Like when Kola scored, I was shouting. Like I was so in awe. Like it was just crazy how unbelievable that try was, and the win itself was just huge. Like Dogs fans were, yeah, they were just so like all over us, banging their drum and whatever, and just to come back from behind like that in a finals game, it was just very special. Like those sort of moments, I'm always going to remember as a Manly fan.
yeah. Especially those moments in a finals match. You always cherish those moments. And of course you made a bit of an appearance on the TV as well.
Yeah.
How good was that? How awesome was that? How did you enjoy that? Because um, it was good to see. It was great to see. You be on there and representing the Manly fan base. Yeah. How was that? How was that?
Yes, that was the day of Manly versus Roosters at Allianz Stadium outside the stadium.
Yeah.
That was so cool. Like that was such a great experience for me. Yeah, to come from where I've started up to that point of being on TV, the Today Show, was just such a huge goal for myself, like to be ticked off like that. So yeah, it was an amazing feeling. Like I enjoyed that so much. We lost to the Roosters, but the whole morning itself, being on TV, the Today Show, yeah, so cool. Like I love that so much.
Yeah, it's awesome to see because you always get that sort of cherish that sort of moment experience being up.
Yeah,
You don't ever think you'd actually be on TV. This is something
no,
unusual. But it's good to see, and happy for you because you're one of the biggest Manly fans out there, and you always represent the fan base pretty well. So yeah, it's actually cool to see there, as well there. So yeah, just finishing up on the stats here. So Manly, obviously, they've had the Wood 26 wins, and then we've had 13 wins. There's been one draw. Obviously, that draw was last year. And yeah, we played 40 times there. 1998, we've played 40 times there throughout the history. So Warriors and Manly have had some long battles and big battles in itself, and obviously the 2011 grand final, and a few other games in between. So yeah, which is really interesting to see there. But just a last bit of stats I want to cover up before we wrap this up and give you a prediction for the game. So here's a few stats. Now, the Warriors, obviously, these stats aren't not good in our favour, but they are sort of good in your guys' favour there. But the Warriors have only won one of the past 6 games against the Seagulls. And these are stats via NRL.com. So Only one win in 6 games. Tom Trbojevic, like I said earlier in the stream, he's always got a good record against the Warriors. He scored 10 tries in 10 games.
Oh,
That's
wow,
crazy.
that's
10
unbelievable.
tries in 10 games against the Warriors. This is why we have to be well aware of Tommy Trbojevic. We don't want to be giving him a sniff of the try line. So if he does score, that means that's not good for us. It's not good
Yeah,
at all.
well, if you're
Yeah.
a betting man,
Mhm.
you got to back Turbo, I think.
Yeah. So 10 tries, and then the Warriors obviously last year. Our record at home wasn't great. 4 wins in 10 games. Yeah, that's not good. If you want to make in the finals, you want to make your home ground a fortress, and that's what they've got to do. So it's got to start with this game. And then Jason Sub also scored. I think he scored a hat trick in the last game. Game Meet at Smart Stadium as well. And then Fisher Harris. Fisher Harris has actually won 8 of his last 9 games against the Seagulls, which is interesting.
Mm.
Albeit, yes, it was it was with the Panthers, and the Panthers are a quality side there. So those are the stats there. Now let's get into the prediction. Right, score prediction and any time try scorers for this one. And look, I do feel as a Warriors fan, this is a must-win game for us. And I know it's only round 2, but we've got to get that win now, because the next couple of weeks, we've got the Roosters at home, and then we've got the Tigers away, and then they've got the bye. So we can't afford to be going 0-3, 0-4, going to that first bye, because that's not ideal. It's not ideal going into going after the first bye of the season. So I think this is a must-win game for us. Like, I would take, for me, it doesn't matter by how much from it. It's just about getting the win. More so, I know a lot of Warriors fans aren't too confident about this game this weekend. All on the basis of what we produced in round 1. I'm not too confident either, but obviously I've got to back my boys in. I've got to back the team. I've got to support my team, and I've got to tip us. So, Enzo, what are your tips? Firstly, what's your tip for your anytime try scorer and the score prediction for this one?
So yeah, anytime try scorers, I'll give you 3. I'll go with Tom Trbojevic, obviously, because of those
Mm.
stats. I think for the Warriors, RTS might score. I think RTS will score anytime for you guys.
Yep.
And then there's one more I'm going to give as well. I think I'll go with Ola Kawatu, just because of how he was so dominant running off DCE. I'll go with Ola Kawatu as well. But yeah, I'll go Manly to win. I'll tip Manly to win. Let's go Manly 30 points to 14. And yeah, first try, Lehigh Habawati.
Yep. And I will probably go. I'll go Warriors to win. That's morely on my heart more than my head. My head's saying Manly, but my heart's going with the Warriors, obviously.
Yep.
But I'm going to go with my heart, of course. So I'm going to go Warriors. Um, I'm going to say I'm going to go 24 Warriors, Manly 20.
Ooh,
24-20.
good
Yeah.
points.
I think 24-20. I think it'll be very close. Well, I hope it's close. But 24-20 for the Warriors. And anytime try scorers, I'm gonna go. Oh man, I have to back Tommy Trbojevic in here. He loves a
Yep.
try against the Warriors. So I think he's going to continue that streak. Um, I'll go Tommy Trbojevic anytime. I think Sab is also going to score a try. He loves scoring against the Warriors too. So I'll go with Sab and Trbojevic. For the Warriors, I'm going to say I'll go. I'll go Leah Tower. I'll go Ali Leah Tower, and I'm going to go with. I'll probably say I'm going to go Dylan Walker. Why not off the bench?
Against his
Dylan
old
Walker.
club.
Yes, against his
Mm.
old club. So Dylan Walker off the bench. Yeah. So yeah, my prediction. I'm going to go with the Warriors win. Yeah, 24 points to 20 there, but that wraps it up. So yeah, thanks to Pro Enzo Vids for coming on. Really appreciate him giving up his time to preview this week's game, and may the best team win. Good luck to your boys, and safe travels to New Zealand. All the best for the rest of the season as well. And yeah, maybe we'll do another collab this year. We'll see what happens.
Thanks, bro. No, definitely we will. And
Yeah.
may the best team win. Hopefully it is a close game. And yeah, look, very very keen for the game, bro. Just saw the question there by Hosea. Do I hit the gym? Been doing a bit of gym recently. Yeah, I have for sure. But no, bro. May the best team win. Should be a great game. And yeah, bring it on. Bring it on.
Awesome. That wraps it up, guys. Make sure you do like the live stream if you haven't done so already. Click the thumbs up on the live stream. Only takes a second, doesn't take long. Just make sure you're liking the streams. It does show your support for all the content as well. And yeah, make sure you don't forget if you are a new viewer or returning viewer and haven't done so, make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel as well. We're trying to get to 3K, and that's the goal of the channel. So we're trying to get there real soon. And yeah, go and follow Enzo as well, Pro Enzo Vids on his YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to him there and go follow him on all the platforms, guys. But thanks for watching. And yeah, bring on Friday night. And yeah, hopefully the Warriors can get the first win of the season. Have a good one, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Fanatics.
Yes.